back in the Hive world, a little Chaos Demon would come out shitting his cereal every morning. Oh, it was the worst. Poor Sigismund, growing up as a youth, had his cereal shit in by a Tzeentch demon. So it's a different kind of shit every day. It was never any kind of like, you know, you never got used to the shit. You know, it always had a different messed up flavor.
Pink and blue.
Yeah. You know, every morning, different shit on the top of his cornflakes. And, you know, that'll turn a man different, you know.
This is worship. This is a poison to truth. You speak of me as a god, and forge worlds that suffer under the one lie that has brought humanity to the edge of extinction time and time again. The people are deceived. The people will burn when their faith is proven false. It is not my Imperium.
It is not possible for an Eldar to be possessed by demons and live. We are protected from this fate in 100 ways. For one thing, all of us have much stronger souls than you humans. All of us, to a certain degree, share what you call psyker powers. And all of us are trained from a very young age to resist the blandishments of chaos.
I see an old world beyond the next horizon. A world that likely never was, where sorcery blew in the very winds, and a self-made god-king was all that stood against the ruinous powers. Mayhap I would find the answer there, if I could find it at all.
Your presence does not surprise me, assassin. I have known of you since your craft entered the eastern fringes. Why did I not have you killed? Because your mission and the act you're about to commit proves the truth of all I have ever said or done. I merely punished those who had wronged, just as your false emperor now seeks to punish me. Death is nothing compared to vindication.
I am what I have always been. I am vengeance incarnate. I am justice delivered. This place beyond the veil has revealed what we all are. Underneath the veneer of humanity that our father crafted for us, we are of the warp. I swore to destroy old chaos taint from the galaxy. You will be the first brother to die beneath my blades.
My guess is that they are a type of psyker, whose empowerment is stabilized by their faith in the Emperor. I have heard that the Sisters of Battle manifest odd psychic effects when sorely pressed, and these are brought on by their faith. It may be a saint is merely an extreme example of this phenomenon.
I am saying that Rogel Dorn is not your Primarch. I cannot say who is. The sanguinary priests have yet to complete their discourses on the matter. But Dorn's gene seed is among the most stable and recognizable of all those among the Adept societies, and there can be no doubt that the Soul Drinkers do not possess it. That is the news I came to the Phalanx to deliver. That is why the Angel Sanguine sought a place at this court.
A chaos question. I am trying to sort out my contracts. I don't have that answer to them. Anywho, the realm of chaos is a mystical place that spans all of existence, stretching across dimensions and time, sometimes called the realm of chaos, sometimes the warp, Empyrean, Immaterium, formless waste, land of lost souls, or simply the abyss. It's all pretty much the same thing. In Warhammer 40,000, it is said that Slaanesh was created by the Eldarli. After his, or her, creation, Slaanesh was then free to journey across that realm of chaos, where he, or she, crafted a realm of pleasure in excess in which to dwell. From this point on, Slaanesh could send his, or her, minions, be they mortal or demonic, to the world that was, or now, the mortal realms, and countless other places. Seeing as how similar the elves are to the Eldarli, it's no wonder that Slaanesh took such an interest in them.
I have met the Omnissiah, the actual one, not the Earthling corpse. He would find you extremely disappointing. This situation is non-optimal. I attempted to provide you with an avenue of withdrawal. You would not listen. I regret your deaths, sincerely, but you leave me no choice. You are willfully blind as to my nature, but your comrades would have outed me in time. This is unacceptable. I am not a machine as you would understand. I am not a slave. I am not a thing. I am beyond and above you. I am a man of iron, and I am free.
As I try to impress on the young whelps in my charge these days, it isn't the scarlet sash and the fancy hat that makes you a commissar. It's the way you wear them. The troops you serve with are never going to like you, but if you can get them to respect you, that can be almost as good. Remember, you're going to spend most of your career on a battlefield with them, and they've all got guns, so making them think you're a liability is never going to be a very good idea.
Pathetic. Look at you, giving up your life for a few drops of liquid. It is worth so much to you, isn't it? And yet, you do not understand the potentiality of it. Take it. Take it and pray over it for as long as your life lasts. But know that your precious Sanguinius will not save you, nor will your silent, absent Emperor. I kept that relic only as a seed for the collection I want to build once I leave this place. But in truth, it has no value to me. All the data I gleaned from that vitae is in here. I have no need of it. It is useless.
Speculation. If Guilliman was to turn on the Emperor, then the Space Wolves would be one of his first opponents. The history of the 10,000 with the 11th Legion is a reminder of that. Why would Guilliman be so keen to arm and expand such an obstacle to his ambition?
We do not yet fully know what Cole has implanted into the minds of the Primaris Marines. Who knows what controls he has seeded into their minds as his educator machines fed their brains during their long sleep. And as the history you refer to proves more than anything, loyalty to the Emperor can be directed to ill ends by manipulation and lies.
The loss of the 2nd and the 11th was such a wound upon us, and it threatened the ideals at the heart of the Great Crusade. It would have ruined all that we had built in the drive to reunite humanity and drive off our enemies. Steps had to be taken. The legionnaires they left behind, leaderless and forsaken, were too great a resource to be discarded out of hand. They did not share the fate of their fathers. You and Roboute argued in their favor, but you do not recall it. It fell to me to see that they were attuned to new circumstances. I granted them a mercy, a second chance.
Though his aptitude for murder is legendary, my interest in Drazar lies elsewhere. None of the Drakari whose minds I have seen know what he is or where he came from, but they do fear him, and rightly so. I suspect even the mighty Vect questions what this silent executioner is capable of. Could it be that he is but dust encased in armor, like my own accursed brothers? And if so, is there a way I can bend him to my will? I must be patient in this regard, but time will tell.
Remember the woman you fought with at the Icarus front? You saw me. Even if you never wished to admit it, you saw how much I loved the cut and the kill. And after a while, the faith and fire our rancid corpse emperor gave me wasn't enough. I wanted more. I wanted blood, and skulls. Korn answered my need.
Roboute Guilliman. Guilliman the tactician. Guilliman the warrior. History will remember the Primarch of the Ultramarines by many titles. To us of the blood he will have only one. Guilliman the butcher. With law and edict, Guilliman ripped the heart from the legions. Even his own sons were not spared his treachery. Where Horus had sought to use a hammer blow, Guilliman used a duelist's blade. In the end, the result was the same. Brother became cousin. Cousin became exile. Guilliman's new chapter, his beginnings, was a sundering to all that had come before, stripped of honor and tithe, of history and deed. We were all of us undone, bastards of war and victory. We were angels no more.
Why do I still live? What more do you want from me? I gave everything I had to you, to them. Look what they've made of our dream. This bloated, rotting carcass of an empire is driven not by reason and hope, but by fear, hate, and ignorance. Better that we had all burned in the fires of Horus's ambition than lived to see this.
Do you remember what you said to me, brother? Do you remember what you said to me as we fought before the Pyramid of Photep? Do you remember the words you used? I do. As I recall, your face was tortured. Imagine that. The Master of the Wolves, his ferocity twisted into grief. And yet you still carried out your duty. You always did what was asked of you. So loyal, so tenacious. Truly you were the attack dog of the Emperor. You took no pleasure in what you did. I knew that then, and I know it now. But all things change, my brother. I'm not the same as I was, and you're... Well, let us not mention where you are now.
Contrary to popular belief, the Adeptus Sororitas doesn't actually require its members to remain celibate. Although few find the time to take advantage of the fact.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg